Johnny Ace, and in Japan.
Folks, there are parts of my body scattered all over this country.
That's Priceline.com.
Let the party begin. I've got snacks.
Hello, look at us. We did it again, another 7 days around the sun. I'm so proud of everyone. Welcome to WCW Deep Cuts Live. My name is Tom Green. My socials are down here. Welcome to everyone on both YouTube and Twitch this week. I did some things during the holiday, and now I'm streaming for everybody. So welcome. I see, let's see, Dr. Funkopoulos, Brian Dermody, Jacob Cameron, Midnight Fowler, Bravan, Brenticus Maximus, Matt P3000, of course, the one and only Scotland Green Mr. Green Mist. If you like what I'm doing, check him out Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern for the Pro Wrestling Potluck, a mishmash of viewer submissions, matches, segments, angles, interviews, clips, etc. It's a fun time. Love it. I love being in the chat for it, and I love having Scotland here. Hey, Drugs. Hey, $0 Bill. Welcome. Mike Cicerone, Mudabul. Wait. Let's see. The chat's moving fast. There's a lot of folks here tonight. A lot of folks. I'm very happy. So tonight, like the intro suggests, and thanks for the nice words, Scotland, I went to the store, and they were out of WCW. Shelves were empty. So I went and I got myself the next best thing, the WXO. Thank you so much, Dave in Syracuse. Yes, Brian, exactly. It's the All-Star team. The All-Star team's here. Of course. I love everybody in this chat. Hey, No Mercy. Thank you so much for everybody gifting subs. I never ask for subs. I'm not gonna beg, but just know it gives me strength deep down. So, hey, Peter Crawford. Without any further ado, we'll explain, we'll talk about what WXO is throughout the next 2 hours. If you don't know, if you don't get it, find out. Let's go. But before we do, actually, I'm bad at this. I'm very bad. I have a new thing that I have to show you all first. I got a sponsor. I'm a sponsored athlete or something now. This week a sponsor reached out and was like, hey, Tom, you have a lot of real cool, smart people who watch your videos, who log on your streams. So yeah, hashtag SpawnCon. Check that out. Guy Evans wrote this awesome book, Nitro. I'm not just saying this because I'm getting a few bucks under the table. I read this book years ago. It is fantastic. Literally the best researched wrestling book I've ever read. It's not, you know, the deal where we're gonna blame Kevin Nash or Vince Russo for that. They talk to everybody in like the corporation of AOL Time Warner, pretty much. It's great. And right now Guy Evans is selling the expanded edition, 4 bonus chapters, a new foreword from Eric Bischoff, dozens of new tidbits, expanded image section. Some of those pictures are awesome. My favorite part, show formats and scripts, so you could see what the hell they were giving to Tony Schiavone halfway through the show, and over 100 footnotes to the original story. So I'm gonna have this QR code up on the screen, not that big, but I'm gonna have it up on the screen for the whole show. If you so are inclined, go to the QR code, use WCW Cuts for 10% off the book, and then get a little cut. Look at that. So Drugs. We shouldn't know how to read. Poor Drugs. Oh, my guy. Anyway. Oh, yeah, I got a sponsor, so that's cool. So with that, let's go. So this is WXO. That's Eric Watts. And his partner is John Zandig of Deathmatch fame, of Jesus, the same guy. This does have commercials, bruh, Van. I'm glad to see a lot of good, nice words about Nitro in the chat. The erotic Eric Fontaine fan club. Like I said, the All-Star team is here. So WXO, for the uninitiated, was supposed to be a family-friendly alternative to the Attitude Era. As we see Tommy Rogers and Monday Night Raw general manager Adam Pearce. Look at those long flowing locks. Yeah, look at that hair on Adam Pearce. But no, this was supposed to be like they were going to do the Attitude Era style, but without cursing, without the violence, and without the scantily clad women. So, and of course, the first thing they do is they hired Zandig because he was in all those like backyard wrestling, ultra-violent wrestling news pieces. So this guy's getting hit with a weed whacker. I'm sure he could do family-friendly wrestling. It's Attitude Era without the attitude. As always, let me know if you guys can't hear me or the video or whatever. Yes. The first match, WXO history, Eric Watts and John Zandig. Yes, John Zandig, the CZW guy, teaming with Eric Watts straight from the rave against Tommy Rogers of the Fantastics, who looks in incredible shape here, and Adam Pearce. Yeah, Zandig was from CZW. This I believe was the end of January 2000. So yeah, what happened was a bunch of these guys were under contract to WCW, and they were mostly just on like Saturday Night Worldwide, and then WCW let a bunch of them go. Some of them still were popping up under like per appearance deals. We'll get to one notable one here in a bit. Hey, Masked Heel. Oh, Eric Watts. We get it because he's small. But these were pretty much all the guys that had been bouncing around Saturday night. It's like the Seinfeld joke. Why don't you make why don't you make the whole plane out of the black box? This is why don't you make a whole promotion out of Saturday night? Dude, I am so fascinated. Assured Outcomes. I'm so fascinated by all the startups around this time. Like we watched the XWF a couple months ago. Watched this. We're watching this now, rather. On commentary, by the way, the gangster of love, Stan Lane, and that fucking nerd, Chris Cruz. This is Brian. This is like taking a Total Extreme Warfare save and just mixing it all up. Yeah, this is before this is a year before WCW and ECW died. This is the who's who of who's left. ECW was still around, WCW was still around. There were like 12 wrestlers not under contract. Dude, Stan Lane, great like technical announcer for like sports. Not necessarily a great wrestling announcer. Like he was doing boat racing before this. And see, that's why I like bringing this stuff to you. Scotland brings up such a thrill to watch shows like this. I love blowing people's minds with this stuff. Like the only reason I knew about this was because I fluked into finding it. Indianapolis was one of the few markets that's like, let's give them a good time slot. And they put this on right before Worldwide on a Saturday morning. I disagree with you, Drugs Delaney. I like Eric Watts a whole bunch. I think he is dope as hell. Not necessarily early Eric Watts, but when he like got all sad and was like, I'm gonna do all the moves because everybody made fun of me for not knowing how to do moves in my first run. Hey, No Mercy, thank you. Thank you for buying a copy of Nitro by Guy Evans. Yes, this did air on TV. I was researching this, and I was reading some observers from around this time. This apparently had a better syndication run than like ECW at the time. Like all ECW syndication was like 3 a.m. on a Saturday night. These guys were getting some pretty, like they were on the main syndicated stations in most of these markets. And what happened was, the reason why we're only watching 2 episodes tonight, because they only filmed 2 episodes. They canceled tapings after taping and just re-aired the same 2 episodes over and over again for like 3 months. I can see, yes, Eric Watts and Adam Pearce kind of look like proto versions of Brian Clark. I can see that. They ran out of money after the first show. The crowd that they pressed the button and the noise came out. Yeah, that crowd seems very into it. Like I complain about the Seagulls and the WCW shows we watch. There are like 200 people here and they're all asleep. Hello, thank you, Adam, for following. And even Adam Heb, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you a whole bunch. Welcome, kick back, chew on some half-eaten saltines and flat soda. Maybe join the Erotic Eric Fontaine fan club, aka the chat. Ooh, Eric Watts just jammed his knee. I wonder what's going to happen. I mean, I'm sure there were like production people, Incident 73, involved with like AWF, because there were like Pro Wrestling TV has like 97 production people that they all every show shares. Thank you, Dr. Funkopolis. I appreciate your sub. Again, I never ask, but it gives me strength. It's like Diana Ball for me. I'm sure Zandig wanted to do a death match. I think WXO would have made more money if they put a camera in the locker room and let us watch these 4 put together this match. Like, I just want to see if like Eric Watts kind of big league anybody. Tommy Rogers is like, you know, let's do some old midnight stuff. Zandig is like, how can I cut myself? Here's the thing I'm sad about. Tommy Rogers is still really freaking good at this point. Like, his ECW run was 2 years before, like 2 years after that, or before this, rather. That John Zandig. How dare he? He's a dirty deathmatch wrestler who cheats. That's no, I don't mean to spoil anyone's spot, but that's what's his face? Michael Todd Shane, the Shane twins, the Johnsons. Let's see. Oh, that's Dan the Beast Severn, but we're not supposed to know that yet. Also, I love how he was sweaty in the limo. Was he like, hey, could you crank the heat up? I have appearances to keep up here. I had that game. I sucked at it.
You're chewing the wrong gum. Chew the right gum.
I would,
Delicious
of course, a cop would pull somebody over for chewing gum.
Up to 25%. Helps reach places kids brushing can.
Exactly, bruh. And they're doing the Attitude Era.
Arm & Hammer gum in the toothpaste.
So they have to have a big star, big surprise come out of a limo. By the way, I do need to plug, not that he needs my plug, he's like a popular actor and legend and stuff. Shatner did an album with Ben Folds in like I think 2006. I know we're all supposed to be like, haha, William Shatner, he's funny. It's like really good. There's a song on it called That's Me Trying, about like his strained relationship with his daughter. It's really good. Like, it has made me cry. Hey, Alex Pyrrhus, I believe is how you pronounce that. Welcome, kick back. As always, half-eaten saltines and generic soda for you. Welcome. Who was the money mark behind this? I had this Googled. Let me pull up my notes. Because I did everything else except for find my notes before this started.
Call now and you'll also get this special souvenir hat celebrating Florida State's national championship season. Both the special hardbound issue and
Howard Limpk, or Limpt is how you pronounce it. Another, that's the thing about Sports Illustrated loves to advertise during wrestling. Howard, how do you pronounce, Howard Limpkin is how you pronounce the name. He was an eccentric millionaire who saw money.
DiBiase, the CEO, and yes, the CFO of WXO Wrestling.
Very cool, Alex. TEW. TEW is too complicated for me. EWR is my preference.
I want to bring good family entertainment, wholesome entertainment, back to wrestling.
That's what wrestling fans wanted to hear at the time. You know that stuff you like about TV wrestling?
Were commonplace in the world of wrestling. You see, folks, my late father, Mike DiBiase, who wrestled as Iron Mike, gave his life for this business. He died in the ring at the age of 45. I was 15 years old.
What an upper for the first episode of WXO. Hey, you know this thing that we're all having fun watching? Yeah, it killed my dad. My dad just died during one of these matches. But let's go have fun. DiBiase, I agree, lock him up. He was apparently the guy that hooked up with Howard Lipkin and was like, hey, you should do wrestling. Because DiBiase had just left WCW because he wasn't happy with the direction of it. Too many boobs, too many chair shots, too many A-bombs. Hey, Seth. Welcome, if you're the Seth I think you are. Hey, how's it going? Glad to have you here. And exactly, how is he not in prison?
That's one of the other goals I want.
Him, Brett Favre, his son.
Talent in this business, the up-and-coming stars get a fair shake, a fair opportunity.
And yes, Scotland, exactly. If something is the Christian version of something, it 9 times out of 10 just means they want to segregate.
Politically correct was very important. You know, the old saying goes, it's not what you know.
But yeah, DiBiase was like family friendly, like that was his thing. Even when he was in WCW, he was insulting WCW on like radio shows and stuff for being too adult. So this is like his mission. But yeah, he got paid to do this. He was the number 2 guy in the promotion, so he got to be like, hey, wrestling killed my dad, but bring the kids. Thank you, Seth. I appreciate it. Those of you who don't know, I've known Seth since high school.
If you've got what it takes, if you think that you can make it here, then you will get a fair opportunity.
Tully Blanchard seems a little more legit than most when it comes to the born again.
I want you to know one thing.
Shit.
That is the motto here. You will reap what you sow. And if you have any problems whatsoever,
I'm gonna turn it up a little bit.
Remember this as well. The buck stops.
Dude, one of these days, one of these Oops No WCW streams, I think we're gonna watch a Ted DiBiase ministry show. Because they seem fucking insane. WXO had enough money to get dress shirts for the guys. Yeah, Sting seems pretty legit, but mostly because he seems like a sane person and can at least keep that shit off of social media. Shout out to the bootlegger in Chicago who recorded this. I think Stan Lane looks better than half the crew in the show. But like he retired 5 years before this. Like he was still doing some indie shows, but for the most part he's like, if you want to bring me on TV, I'm not taking bumps. Ring of Faith, I've heard of Ring of Faith. That's the Vince Russo Jesus fed. I think we're all, Tandy Laptop also, I think we're all kind of talking about the same thing. There was religious shows where like bad guy wrestlers would swoop down upon like Sting or Shawn Michaels, be like, we represent the 7 deadly sins. And they would like do like a match or something, and then Ted DiBiase would be like, I represent greed and I'm going to corrupt you, and then Sting wins, and at the end they all preach about how like God has saved their lives. Ring of Glory's awesome because they did a ladder match. Their title was a sword, and they hung it up above the ring and did a ladder match. That's bonkers. That's right, Russo did book Jim Mitchell as Satan, which is the most inspired Jesus-fed booking ever, by the way. And yes, Matt P. Stan Lane is the only wrestler trained by Ric Flair. Shout out David Bix's band.
Plus, you'll get a 15-inch monitor, color printer, Intel Celeron processor.
Remember when like this was the thing you could have, like the pinnacle? Hey, Fire Pro Spooky, welcome back to the Erotic Eric Fontaine fan club.
Hey, just because you're grown up, you don't have to act so grown up. There you go.
Hey, little man that already looks like a child.
Yeah, baby.
I like David Bixen's band.
Think it's kid stuff? Now it's cinnamon sugar swirled over squares of wheat.
I like Stan Lane too.
See, there's a new you already.
Dude, the HBK Sting. There's not only just the Jesus fed thing. There's also like an hour-long interview on I forget the Christian Network, TCN, I think it's called, where like Sting and Shawn Michaels just sit down and talk about like Jesus in like 2001. Hey, Kevin Marshall. Well, TB and thank you, Incident 73. Kevin Marshall's here. Everybody. We were 2 months away from that man holding the World Heavyweight title for 3 months. Yeah, Wrestling with Regrets done a lot of... Ryan Zane does great stuff about these, like, forgotten fads.
It'll safely whiten your teeth with just one tube. Prove it to yourself with our exclusive whitening guide on every package. You can go from here to here. Great tasting Arm & Hammer makes the difference. We guarantee it. So what color?
That guy looks like every generic white dude that starred in, like, sex comedies in, like, the 2000s all thrown together.
Unique patented formula that repairs, rebuilds, and restores.
It's Joe Thurman. Would have been more helpful if he was like, yeah, this thing healed my back. That is Elizabeth Banks, Optimal Vision. I love the WXO song, by the way. It's Joe Theismann. Sorry, Joe Thurman's the guy that Vader broke his back. Thank you. I don't watch football. I'm like shitty. Maniac Mike. What's happening here? He's crazy because he painted his face green. And he's got eyes on his butt because he's crazy. The WXO song sounds like a ripoff of the old UFC song. Time to get you off to me. I need a minute to myself. Seriously, I love that part. My favorite part. It was a great detail, Assured Outcomes. He's so crazy, but he couldn't figure out how to get the straitjacket off, so he just, like, didn't tie it. Sean Hill, who, I mean, he seems trained, which is a lot better than Maniac Mike. Okay, the lyrics of the WXO song. Here we go! It's time for the show! Come on, all one to WXO. That sounds about right. Sean Hill appears to be 5'6" Rocky Maivia. You can tell Chris Cruz even feels like he's above this when he's throwing out the brothers commentary. Ooh, he booped him. Little boop.
I gotta tell you, I am still concerned about just who this mystery man is. Nice Mexican arm drag over the top.
Mexican arm drag. I always love when the guy that's supposed to be like the gimmick star dude is like losing in the squash match. Maniac Mike seems like he would have fit in on Exposed Secrets of Wrestling alongside Brash Knuckles. Yes, this dude does look like Rocky Maivia Cito. Like in that time in like 96, 97, when WWE was working with AAA and they had the minis, this guy could have been Dwayne. And exactly, Jacob Cameron. Why are they like, who is this guy? Who is this guy that looks like the only man in wrestling that wears a sweaty gray sweater? That is a good point, Viva LaFran. How can it be family friendly when they are doing violence? What makes this violence any better than other violence? Like Daddy Magic playing Rocky Maivia. He's crazy because he sticks his tongue out. He can't keep his tongue in his mouth, so he's crazy.
I know almost all the guys in the business, but I could not recognize this gentleman. I'll tell you what, he had a very extremely broad back, a lot of girth to him. So, you know,
Stan Lane's just telling you, hey, I haven't watched wrestling in 5 years, which I believe wholeheartedly. Stan Lane wouldn't know who Dan Severn is. Like, Cornette's not calling him in the commercial break. God damn, let's stand the beast. Yeah, this match is way too long. These are just two indie wrestlers having the match they would have at Smokey's Bar and Grill on a nationally syndicated show. Hey, Henry. Welcome, you ray of sunshine, you. You just kissed the man. Exactly. He pulled the straps up, pulled him down. He's like, I'm crazy. He might try to sell us a car for cheap because he's so crazy. he doesn't have tights that fit because he's crazy. I'm so glad we have discussions about mental health so that is not the representation. I have heard of the Kowloon, the famous restaurant that all the boys go to after TVs in that area. I have heard of that Nexus room. Repo Man. He's crazy because he likes it when you kick him in the balls. That being said, that's a very funny spot. That was even funnier. I was ready to make a joke. He's crazy because he does a flying headbutt. And then I remembered Chris Benoit. He's crazy because he kisses boys. So look at that. It's like the Orange Cassidy splash, but not on purpose. Now Ted DiBiase is talking to this very wet man and telling him, welcome to WXO. You can break a man's arm, but don't show your balls or say damn.
You have what it takes to name
Hell yeah. So I'm sure you're asking yourself, why is Barry Darsow the one doing the commercial endorsements? Let me tell you, he's the booker. You're going to be seeing a lot of him in the next hour and a half. Barry Darsow went up to Big Ted and he was like, hey buddy, I'm going to take some of the responsibilities off of you. Kevin Marshall. So he's in Bellevue for Kissing Boys. That's some 1940s conversion therapy shit. But I'm a pro wrestler. That's the male version of the movie. Yes, Barry Darsow. I'm sure Barry Darsow didn't book Zandig. I'm sure Barry Darsow got to the building that day and was like, hey, this is Zandig. Or Jonathan. Yes, Dan the Beast Severn was the Beast way before. And Dan's still the Beast to this day.
Call 1-877-NHRA-FUN to get all three in the NHRA Fun Pack for just $49.97 plus shipping and handling. You save $13 off a regular price, or send a check or money order to the address on your screen. If you're not driving NHRA Fun Pack, you are just
I love some of these other C-level sports advertising on wrestling. A CZW King of the Road match, they all die in the end because the drivers fucked up.
As the years passed and the boys grew, George spent most of his time in front of the television, watching fishing shows, while James read the journal like a sponge, absorbing ideas, insight, and getting a real sense of the opportunities surrounding him.
Wait.
28 years later, George lives at home with his parents.
Trying to figure this out.
James started a B2B web company, got mezzanine financing, and went public with a record first-day pop.
This guy just seems like a douchebag. I like the other guy better. Well, according to this commercial, if you read the Wall Street Journal, you will get laid as a child.
Subscribe now. Call 800-847-2400. That's 800-847-2400.
Speaking of things you can get for a percentage off, order Nitro by Guy Evans. Use code WCW DEEP CUTS 10% off.
She took the dog back. And at that time, she says, I don't have your money. Did you agree to take the dog back? Next.
That looked like new metal Heath Slater.
What does it take to run your own business?
I was able to start my own company because
it takes business things. Takes a suit.
If you want to succeed in business today, technology skills are important. DeVry is a great place.
Technology, computer.
Prepares you to run your own business.
Terry Beck runs a business, but it's probably not a business that like you can have at the front of the storefront.
Call 1-800-DeVry11 for a higher degree of success.
Nobody knows what WXO stood for, Henry.
Let me just check my messages.
We'll even see Johnny Ace answer that in a bit. Nobody knows. Nobody knows what the X stood for. It's stand for anything.
More than one prescription. Nope, that's how much just one of my refills costs. Our insurance doesn't cover prescriptions. What can I do?
Join the People's Prescription Plan.
A People's Prescription Plan membership card tells your pharmacist a lot. It says that for one low monthly fee,
seriously, the Wall Street Journal to DeVry commercial slope there was pretty dope.
Types of prescription drugs, new prescriptions, refills, injectables, and more. Plus,
injectables.
half off the cost of eyeglasses and contact lenses. So
injectables being advertised on a wrestling show.
Call now.
Sue, just got back from the drugstore. I really did save with the People's Prescription Plan.
Call 1-800-24.
I really did save. And now I have Danaball. Alright, let's see. Who we got next? Oh, it's Ted DiBiase. Just got from the drugstore. Got that depot. And then Sue pulls her pants down to be injected. Oops, looks like you're full, brother. Drugs. The axis across turns sideways. Hey, Vans, welcome. Watching a weird wrestling show from the year 2000 called WXO tonight. It's Ted DiBiase. They didn't even like try to do like a $1 Million Man ripoff song. It's just dum dum butt rock. Wrestling examined orally, says Kevin. Scotland says wrestling's exciting organization, which sounds like a Christian fed. I wish that cassette player would just shut up. Let this man talk. Weird extreme orgies. Is he the chief brandy officer? I support every time Ted DiBiase is on screen. I support Scotland typing lock him up. And they did. Nobody's ever seen a promotion that died after the second TV show. Out on the street fighting. Surprised Ted wasn't like a pit fighting orgy. I should have known by the fact that he was walking around with a sweaty shirt and black trunks. Woof. I love that graphic sound. Whoosh. Yes, famous boxer Dan Severn. You know all those boxers that are scared of Dan Severn? You know, I love Dan Severn. I'm a bigger Dan Severn fan than most. I don't even think he's that boring of a wrestler. But for them, their first show to be like, look at this blockbuster signing that's going to bring us up to the level of the big boys. And it's Dan Severn. Yeah, Willow's on that cooking show. I think I got it DVR'd because Noli wants to watch it. Also, big fan of Dan livening things up by putting the Beast on his butt. He started to tell you to stop touching that thermostat.
Knows the name of Dan Severn, but for the benefit of those who might not know, you have been tagged with a moniker out there in those things that you have done in the past as the Beast. So would you mind telling these folks here?
You know, you've been dubbed with the moniker out there with those people. It almost sounds kind of racist. And like, those people call you the Beast. I don't know if Noli will be on anytime soon. He's kind of decided streams are uncool. Like boring dad stuff. I'll have to text Marty drugs. I'll have to text him after we get off. Ask about his Dan Severn story. Seriously, how is he so wet? Ted DiBiase, yeah, using Ted DiBiase cut that promo like he was asking a question in an AEW press conference. Viva La Fran. Dan Severn's phone number considered the number of the Beast. I love that their first show and they're already running an angle. This guy's not even a real wrestler. He hasn't paid his dues. All these guys coming out. There's a guy with like a Hawaiian shirt. Like just a bunch of schlubs. Like, we're gonna beat up Dan Severn. Come on. Hey, Xander. Yes, this is Al Green, aka Al Green. He's wearing a mask. Nobody knows why. There's Barry Darsow, who's just the blacktop bully for some reason. Got Mike Enos there wearing a basketball jersey for some reason. I think that's Hack Myers, maybe? He's a shooter, so he has to use an ankle lock. Hey, it's Barry Horowitz. Barry Horowitz just convinced all these men who we don't know to start fighting. I love that Dan Severn likes Quiznos, and I love that I know that thanks to you, Xander, who met Dan Severn after Final Battle, and he wanted to know where Quiznos was. But yeah, that was awful. Love how brand new show. You don't know who any of these guys are, and you send them all out at the same time, and then you do the big like fight thing to get people excited for the tournament or whatever they were going to do. It's like, who are these people? And that's a good point, Kevin. Dan was actually doing a legit ankle lock because he knew how to do it, and wasn't doing that thing where you grab, like, hug somebody's ankle. You're like, ugh, ugh. Yeah. That half those guys were like, why are we bumping? So they just stood there.
The most trusted, the most versatile Dodge Caravan. It's not only the yardstick.
I don't know why I find it ironic or fitting that a Dodge Caravan is the big advertiser on WXO. These are Dodge Caravan wrestlers.
Take advantage of up to 60% off on top-of-the-line plush, Berber, and Saxony carpets from Luna, and you'll have no payments and no interest for 1
It's such a big deal that woman's sitting in it.
Install your new carpet the next day with no payments and no interest for 1 year. 773-202 Luna.
Thank you, Kevin.
Microsoft introduces new MSN version 5.0. New Microsoft Internet software.
Yeah, we were so excited for this. MSN 5.0, AOL 2.7.
Free for a month. Look for the MSN icon on your PC or call 1-800
ASL, baby.
To get fast, reliable internet and email you customize.
Hi, Grandma and Grandpa. And you know what? Grandma and Grandpa were so excited to get that email.
To communicate instantly with friends across the internet. Discover
What's the plan for your birthday?
And make the most of your time.
Yeah. I think next week I'm just going to stream on MSN 5.0.
You'll be amazed at what you can do on the web every day.
You'll be amazed at what you can do on the web every day. And it just cuts to people buying body parts on the dark web.
Or call now to start your free month of unlimited internet and email.
Oh, Microsoft. This again.
What color are
I like his butter teeth.
Introducing Arm & Hammer Advanced White Toothpaste. It'll safely whiten your teeth with just one tube. Prove it to yourself with our exclusive whitening guide in every package.
Like, I'd love a show about that guy walking around with that
We guarantee it. So what color are
chart.
your teeth? Arm & Hammer Advanced White Toothpaste. Whiter teeth.
I bought the WXO on the dark web. I think it's adorable that Meltzer used to use his dad's old email. Aw, that's so sweet, Vance. That warms my heart. I will pass that along to Hangman. Or I will pass that along to Noli, because Hangman was there. But that's very sweet. Thank you for sharing that. You are the best. So was Hanger. I love Hangman.
Remember, in Holtra, for complete bone and joint health, guaranteed or
Joe Theismann and his mom. Ooh. Does she have a broken back too? A broken leg? Again, Joe Thurman's the one who broke his back. This is not the main event, but it should have been. We've had Dan Severn, Barry Darsow, and Scott Nash, baby. The bad, sexy guy. This guy's great. First off, his hair looks like a wig, but I can tell it's 100% real. Yes, Jonathan Vance, for you if you don't know, Jonathan is the person who helped us get Noli to meet Hangman a couple years ago. And for that, I'm always indebted to him. Yes, Scott Nash. Gonna face the Booker, Barry Darsow. This is one of those wrestling things, or like you name a jobber after somebody because you're real mad at him. Like Davey the Observer Meltzer. In this case, Darsow's like, I hate that you buried my career, Kevin Nash. Yeah, Scott Nash was just like, hey dude, what do you want to do after the show? Quiznos? Wrestling pettiness is the best. We need more of it. I don't think Nash buried Darsow. I just think he saw Barry Darsow was like Barry Darsow in 1998 and he's like, I can't be a top guy. And yeah, that's a sure outcomes. I'm sure Scott and Kevin lost a lot of sleep. All right, Vans, take her easy. Have a good one. Thanks for sharing that anecdote. Have fun with the Legos. Relax. As Scott Nash gets his hair messed up. Scott Nash is just as into his hair as Kevin Nash is. Oh. Also, no pretty blue mats. Eric Watts had his dad call. See, so Scott Hall used to do this thing with Larry Zbyszko at that pedophile Chase and Rance's house where they would like do MST3K commentary over his old matches. I wish Scott Hall would have done this match. Oh, and a chair shot to the dome. Scott Nash is going to get the win. Chris Cruz is like, dagnabbit, that's too bad. I wanted to see what happened between Scott Nash and Barry Darsow. I love that they're cutting away while the referee's counting. Like, this match doesn't matter. Let's just go to the next thing. Larry Carshow, by the way, great name.
Call 1-877-NHRA-FUN to get all free in the NHRA Fun Pack for just $49.97 plus shipping and handling.
Larry Carshow, money gimmick.
Send a check or money order to the address on your screen. If you're not driving the NHRA Fun Pack, you're just walking.
You're just walking if you aren't watching the NHRA. Get it? Because it's a car. Also, I'm a big fan of how this is supposed to be the family-friendly wrestling show. And yet, one of the lead advertisers, at least in Chicago, was the South Park game. Yes, Mike Enos could have been Kevin Hall, and it would have been revenge because Scott Hall showed up during his match on the Nitro in '96. Boom! We just figured it out, Troy. On YouTube. Again, welcome to everybody watching on YouTube, live for the first time. I've plugged all the cords, the cables correctly, so everyone can join us live.
Tuesday at 6:30 on WCIU, the U. Open to the public. American Furniture Liquidators, 3 warehouse.
Is this Maniac Mike doing the voiceover? Thank you, Xander. Unfortunately, the guy who sold me this shirt doesn't sell them anymore. He had a shop on a Big Cartel, Dragon Sleeper. He recently pulled all of his shirts. I got in right at the last second. I got an Arachnaman shirt and a Blitzkrieg shirt. He had a lot of really cool ones. He had ones for all the Blood Runs Cold characters. They were really cool.
I want to find the ickiest bug.
I want to fix it myself.
That's a little creepy. I want to find the itchiest bug.
Family whatever they want. Just get the Compact Presario 5700N Internet Bundle with a super fast.
A lot of computers advertising. Again, I'm sure I was at home watching this like, Mom, they have a color printer. We need that. I don't think we had a computer in my house until January 01. No, it was Christmas 2000. I got a computer for my Christmas present.
Just $9.99 plus free unlimited internet access.
It's funny how the bootleg shirts almost always look better than the actual shirts from the companies.
For details, call 1-888-271-0394 today.
Right.
Fish Mills Lane. Weeknights at 6 on Channel 26, The U.
Got it.
You have what it takes to name your own price? Then log on to Priceline.com and save on airline tickets.
I love that there's a timeline that we live in where Barry Darsow politically maneuvered himself to be able to do Priceline.com commercials.
Welcome back to WXO Wrestling. Chris Cruz and Sweet Stan Lane. And Stan, it's been an exciting premiere hour so far here on WXO Wrestling. We're going to recap because a lot.
The sound of as like 10 drunks are falling asleep.
We saw this huge guy get out there. You see him right there. We didn't know who he was, but now we do. It's Dan Severn. No stranger to anyone around the world. No longer the
So we're recapping all the events of the first episode during the first episode.
the Beast. And when Dan Severn, the shoot fighting and ultimate champion, showed up,
The ultimate and shoot fighting champion.
and the wrestlers backstage, some weren't happy about it either.
Well, they erupted and then they disrupted. They came out, got in the ring, and Al Green right here. You see him.
The Al Green here looks like there's like a wasp by the microphone.
Ensuing melee, Mike Enos and Barry Darsow, those two good friends, they have been friends.
You know those good friends, Mike Enos and Barry Darsow.
They started battling each other.
Well, they sure did. Back and forth, and then the animosity held over because
Barry Horowitz is like, oh, I don't want to be any part of this. Let's just get out of here.
Mike Enos came back, and it was payback time. And look what happened with a steel chair right in the cranium. Was it ever? Wham! And then he hit
Wham! I'm surprised they didn't have one of those Batman like bubbles, like pow, pop out.
Wrestling this week. The bully is still feeling the effects of that.
All right, who's coming out to police sirens? Hopefully it's Ted DiBiase. WXO did not have ladies who wrestled, but they had a lady as a manager. Gia Moore. Gia Moore. That's a real name.
as we said before, we're going to do things tastefully here. It's going to be tasteful. You're going to see some beautiful women, and that's why I'm here. But I tell you what, it's going to be done the right way, Chris. Absolutely the heart.
It's gonna be done the right way. You're being lectured at home. Like, this is under Saudi Arabia law. That's right, WCW in England did, on like worldwide, they would do the pow and the push. I've seen some of it on Twitter. And their opponents are the Bodies, Danny Dominion and taking a bite out of crime, Ace Steel. They did, so the Darsow and Enos thing was like in the shitty brawl that like we saw none of. I don't think we like actually had a close-up of it. It's just, it was there. So yeah, it's Ace Steel. Who would have thought that guy, 22, 23 years after this, would affect wrestling so much with just one chomp.
I'll go 2 out of 3 with Gia anytime, okay? I bet you would. In a cage, in a cage. That's the problem. I'll tell you, we are
Got the Heartbreakers and the Bodies. Right, that's Alex the Pug Porto in the red there.
The announcement by the commissioner, Ted DiBiase, Mr. DiBiase, that we've got Dan Severn here.
And his partner is Frankie Lancaster. So yeah, if those of you in the chat that don't know, the Bodies, Ace Steel and Danny Dominion, are the guys who trained CM Punk and Colt Cabana and a number of other Chicago area wrestlers. So I would argue the Bodies had the most influence on wrestling of anybody on the show. They taped this, I believe around Pensacola, Florida, I want to say, drugs. Yeah, just the bodies. The warm bodies. If you have WXO held on after the first taping, maybe, because Punk was active at this point. Also, they gave Frankie Lancaster and Alex Porto fake names. They're Apollo and Adonis. They're the one set of job guys. It's like, if they use their real names, people will recognize that they were jobbers elsewhere. And Punk versus Barry Darsow would have ruled. Imagine 2000 Punk in his gym shorts, doing like crooked moonsaults.
Give us some advice. I said, you know what? I said, guys, go out there and be stiff. Because we need that. We need some stiff action.
It's what we grew up with. It's what a lot of the fans watching right now in this new era.
You know, all those fans that grew up with wrestling like this. Yeah, this is a great referee. Probably Maniac Mike's dad. Oh. I will say this is like the most competent match so far on the show. Like, everybody in this match is capable, which I cannot say of all the other matches we've seen so far. Like, Frankie Lancaster, very solid. Ace and Danny were good. Alex Porto's alright. Oh! Oh, just you wait, Brian. Speaking of Misawa and Kawada, just you wait. Second episode is something real fun. Did he just say, look around at the faces of these obese kids? I think the bodies are supposed to be the baby faces. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. I don't get it. But yeah. You know things are going well when the promotion has to tell you over and over again, we're family friendly. We've got Stan Lane on commentary talking about stiff shots and receipts. Here in a second he's gonna be like, we're shooting, brother. You know, whether or not, no matter what clothes she's wearing, objectifying women is objectifying women, Chris Cruz. Like, you're still doing it. Like, if you're still saying horny things about the woman, it's still pretty shitty. The big scandal in the WXO is that the longtime friendship between Mike Enos and Barry Darsow has been splintered. Imagine how many kids flipping by. Barry Darsow and Mike Enos aren't friends anymore? Chris Cruz is the worst. Chris Cruz. And you know he thinks he's like one of the all-time greats. Frankie Lancaster has like a Hall of Fame tan here. Frankie Lancaster was a pro wrestler with a capital P. He was a wrestler's wrestler in that he panned and did all the things you do to get a body like that. Mastiel is a junior in high school, and let's talk of the school. Half of us were Team Darsow, half of us were Team Enos. It is. It's the rift that separated a nation. It led to us being divided, like we are all these years later. Alex Porto totally didn't believe this was actually going to be a TV show. Sitting in that bear hug. Hello, Phantom from Canada. Welcome. Welcome. Thank you so much. Have a seat. Relax. Join us in watching some competent pro wrestling, at best. as drunk uncle referee. Gets distracted easily. Also, isn't the distraction supposed to benefit the people doing the 2-on-1? You know, those family-friendly nutshots? I think you're right, Viva LaFran. I think Chris Cruz does work with AP radio news. I swear I've heard him before on the air, reading news stories. I brought up his friend Bruno. Yeah, WXO is like... We've seen a lot of wrestling in the last 25 years that just didn't understand what time period it's in. But none more, I feel like, than WXO. Phantom, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Like I said before, just kick back, get your half-eaten sleeve of crackers, your stale soda, just relax and watch Ace Steel make the hot tag. Hell yeah, watch it on your TV. Very cool. Oh, I guarantee you that the actual like recording of this show, you could hear individual people having conversations. That's a good comparison. That it's like this is like an AI generated show. Hey, is it Spedmac? I believe is how you pronounce that. Welcome. There's more than enough crackers and stale soda to go around. Oh, Chris Cruz is still a curmudgeon online, and then some. And then some. See, Global was at least, like, fun weird. Now we're just beating up fans. Wait, why are the two brothers sitting so far apart? Are they, like, mad at each other? One of the brothers is front row. The other one was up in the balcony. What the hell? Twins? And that's how the show ends, by the way. That is how the show ends. So we made it through the first episode. That's how it ended. With two fans who are twins. Who knew? What's gonna happen next? We will find out here in a second. I see a lot of folks, a lot of faces in the chat. Thank you so much. This is so much fun. Next week, we're going back to 1996. Right? Things are kind of weird in WCW. You got like peak era Hulk Hogan ego trip with the Dungeon of Doom and the Horsemen. And then you got like the beginning of Kevin Sullivan bringing in Lucha guys. And like the Malenkos, the Guerrero. It's super weird. So we're going to watch Saturday Night from January 96 next week. As always, if you don't follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitch. If you don't follow me on YouTube, follow me on YouTube, because we're streaming both. Let's bring everybody together. I'd love to hit 600 Twitch followers tonight. That'd be great. But without further ado, let's get into the second episode. In the last episode of WXO TV. Last week, I love they're using the dramatic piano music like somebody died. Boom! That was a great sound effect for Dan Severn raising his arms. The run went so fast. Seems like just yesterday. Maybe 2 minutes ago we were watching the last episode. Or the first episode. Now we're watching the last one. Hey, wait. I love the guy in the red shirt, like, couldn't figure out that the 280-pound fan was a plant with like his giant arms. Everything about this feels like a fake wrestling promotion from a sitcom. Yeah, if you didn't see in those clips, if you didn't see him in the last episode, you'll see him in this one. Great light show for a promotion that drew like 100 people. Chris Cruz couldn't be bothered to shave. Braden Walker lasted 3 weeks? I think Braden Walker outlasted WXO by a week. Thank you, Henry, for linking the YouTube link in the Twitch chat for anybody who does not follow me on a YouTube. Never be seen.
We're going to take you to the world famous Egg Dome in Tokyo, and I gotta tell you,
This is what I'm talking about, Brian. You mentioned Kawada and Misawa. Thank you, Assured Outcomes. I love doing the YouTube shorts. If you don't already, every Monday and Wednesday on YouTube, I post a weird story about WCW's history in 1 minute or less. Also on TikTok. Not that Tom Green, yeah, but most of you are adults, so you probably don't have TikTok. Classy Chris Nelson, one half of the New Heavenly Bodies. Why did the referee just tap him on the butt? Feels like a bit much. Devin. Really get down over there. Alright. Al Green. Some type of karate. So I alluded to it earlier. This aired, I believe, the first weekend of February 2000. And that Monday, Al Green pops up on Nitro. Al Green got his job back with WCW after they taped this. He was back on WCW. He was on Nitro. He did an angle with Ming and Tank Abbott. That woman's great. That couple seems like they are fun. Like a fun couple to get drunk and watch wrestling with. It's always great when the commentators are making fun of how awkward your promo is.
To understand one thing, it doesn't matter to me if you're some shoot fighter, if you're some karate.
Some karate. You know, Dan Severn, that karate.
Just remember one thing.
I think what he's remembering is last week.
My name is Al Green.
Al Green line. It took him 1 minute to say, "My name is Al Green." Like, you can type it. I'm pretty sure it's exactly 60 seconds. So they're trying to say he's wearing the mask because he's embarrassed that Dan Severn tapped him out. Because he was wearing the mask when he was tapped out. You're some karate. I think Brian Zane from Wrestling with Regret sells that shirt. Dude, this enhancement dude, classy Chris Nelson. No way he pays child support. That is the most brothered out gear. I believe he's wearing cowboy boots with American flag Zubaz. Yeah, it's very funny that his name is Al Green, but he wears a mask. And also, he is the... What the hell was that? Yes, press F's in the chat if you're some kind of karate. Knowing my luck, I probably just threw up some racist symbol that I'm gonna get canceled for. But Al Green was the one guy from WXO that got his job back with a big company. Loving it, loving all those Fs. Again with that family-friendly pro wrestling. They say as a man is beaten half to death. Love when a babyface does this between a hip toss and a body slam. Chris Nelson's kind of won me over with how goofy he is. He's doing a lot of this stuff. A lot of razzmatazz. Study karate under the Yeti. Dude, classy Chris Nelson had an NWA World Tag Team title run after this. And one half of the New Heavenly Bodies. He is wearing kind of the same man's old pants. Karate Mellow. We all need to tweet Tony Khan. Tell him when Ty comes back. That should be your name. So they can't say that Bart Gunn won the Brawl for All. So they just say the most awkward sentence. Like word salad. Chris Nelson is not erotic. Classy, yes. Not erotic. Only one man is erotic, and that's Eric Fontaine. As Al Green just hit him as hard as possible with that forearm. Ooh, ooh. And now he's cheerleading. Are you? Which one are you? Babyface or heel, buddy? Also, again, Al Green's supposed to be one of the big stars of this company. And classy Chris Nelson's just kicking his butt. Classy Chris Nelson is not some type of karate. Ooh, that was fun. Yes, why is this match still going? Again, the benefit to all these guys on Saturday night is the matches would end in like 2-3 minutes. Ooh. Yeah, I love that in the middle of this really boring 8-minute match, Chris Nelson just decides to hit the best spinning wheel kick anybody's ever seen. Better Bean. Hey, JJ. These fans, these two men that look alike and are muscular, are they wrestlers?
What color are your teeth?
There's some heel, some babyface.
Whitens your teeth with just one tooth. Our whitening guide proves you can go.
So yeah, Fire Pro Spooky brought it up in the chat. These guys would have a run. The twins would have a run in the WWF or WWE years later as the Gemini with Simon Dean. And they got figures months after they were fired. And those figures were in Toys R Us for 3 years.
Saving money is wrong. I don't want to be right.
By the way, the name of the Shatner album I was trying to remember earlier is Has Been. Worked with Ben Folds and Amy Mann on that album. I really enjoy it. Yeah, dude, the Shane Twins. Because they had Ron Nemi, the NWA Florida promoter, who was constantly online. He convinced everybody the Shane Twins were the next big thing in wrestling, and then TNA hired them. And I'm gonna say, even if they weren't penises, they still would have been gone in like a month. They were just these big, lumpy, like, Power Ranger villains. And they were like 5'10" each. So yeah, they weren't gonna be big monsters in the WWE.
Use your credit card and you'll get another great gift. This Florida State National Championship watch free. Celebrate the #1 team in the nation with 3 great gifts from Sports Illustrated.
Like,
get into it.
We watched a show from 10 years prior to this, and they were just like, oh, get a free phone with Sports Illustrated. 2000, they're like, we'll give you a plaque, we'll give you a watch, you want my wife, take her. And got pissy. There's a few of those. Doug Basham, maybe? Brahavan? And Joe Theismann, who is not Joe Thurman.
WXO Wrestling and Stand, we're about to do a first ever on American television. We'll take their fans to action from the Egg Dome in Tokyo.
It's bullshit, Chris Cruz. You work for WCW. By the way, shout out to my SSRI gang. Taking medication, so my brain is usable tomorrow. It's the Egg Dome. You know, it's a bunch of Americans talking about it when it's the Egg Dome. I mean, technically it was, but... So, this is actual footage from Old Japan that they aired on WXO TV.
As I said before, you don't see the fans jumping up and down, you don't see their arms waving.
Staying late explaining Japanese wrestling fans.
Very educated, and they enjoy a good, stiff wrestling match. And that's Johnny
And a good...
in there, the blonde that we've been talking about. He's going to tag in his partner in a moment, Michael Barton. And the last time we saw Michael Barton, he looked to be about 100 pounds heavier. It's incredible to see what he looks
I love how Chris Cruz is like, yeah, this guy lost so much weight. Wonder how.
Michael Barton done a lot of conditioning work here recently.
I forget what they call Kobashi, but it's definitely not Kenta Kobashi.
But he's back over in Japan. He's in tremendous condition. And Johnny Ace was known at one time. Hang on, 1, 2. This should be it. No, a kick out. Johnny Ace at one time known as one of the members of the Dynamic Dudes. So American.
I love how Johnny Ace did all this work in Japan to make people forget the Dynamic Dudes. And the first time he's back on TV in America, Chris Cruz is like, the Dynamic Dudes, brother.
Well, they've got the All Japan World Tag Team Gold. Will they bring it here to WXO? I certainly hope so. I'd love to see them defend it right here because we got the competition for them. That's right. In fact, the shocking conclusion.
This is so weird.
World Tag Team title match in a couple of weeks. We'll bring it to you right here.
I love their strategy. And back then, this was very progressive for American wrestling. We will show you 1 minute of a match from Japan. And then 2 weeks, we'll show you another minute. So Fred Ottman's gimmick was he was too big to get out of his car. We go from Kenta Kobashi to Fred Ottman stuck in a car, straight to Barry Darsow with explosions. There's no way Kenta Kobashi knew he was on this show. No way. Considering in 2005, when Kobashi came over to America, he was like, should I be like throwing salt? Always a good sign with the first commercial you see is for the show you're watching. That's a good point, Jonathan. How did he get into the car if he couldn't get out? This is making a farce of professional wrestling, which is a farce in and of itself. Why is this so horny? They brought snacks. It's like what's that Dave Matthews song? Crush? The one that's like real bluesy. It's about like hooking up in a bar. Maniac Mike needs to stop selling cars. What the hell? Maxi Price hired some whack-ass salesman.
And on my next show, Valerie Harper gives us a back.
Oh, he's British.
On her big reunion with Mary Tyler Moore. Next, Ainsley Harriott.
Charming. I like this guy. Ainsley Harriott. I've never heard of Ainsley Harriott.
I am Eddie Taylor, Sheriff of Mayberry.
What the fuck? Okay, I love this commercial. That was a dope commercial. Good job, whoever put that commercial together in Atlanta.
It may even temporarily provide relief from my low.
That was good stuff. Rarely do we see like a real good commercial and not like a dumb commercial.
Right to sleep.
Call toll-free to get free information by mail about the Craftmatic Model 2 adjustable bed. This wonderful bed adjusts to
Hot Atlanta.
positions, offers optional warm, soothing heat, and relaxing built-in massage. Yet costs up to
When I was a kid, I thought that only billionaires had Craftmatic beds.
6% less. Don't pay more to remain flat.
Like I knew a kid whose parents had a Craftmatic bed,
About the adjustable bed that costs up to 56%.
and that kid got to like bring McDonald's to school for lunch every week.
Right away. There's absolutely no obligation.
And then later I just found out that his parents were divorced.
That's 1-833-564-46.
Right, that dude's real name is Ainsley Denzel Dubriel Harriet MB. What the? They've even got a fake Doug Dillinger.
It reminds me when I go into a rental car place, I always want to upsize to a.
Why is that child there?
At least get a Fleetwood Cadillac or a Humvee or something.
A 400-pound man was stuck in a car and they called for a child.
That's right. Let's take a look at what happened last week here on WXO Wrestling. There's the Beast here in Severn. He has got an ankle lock there. And Al Green, look at Barry Horowitz come in. He clocks Mike Enos. Enos clocks the bully, Barry Darsow. And these two guys, they're friends. And all of a sudden, stand there.
Again. How does promotion not make $1 million trillion? Like there should be a documentary on Peacock about the fractured relationship between Mike Enos and Barry Darsow. This is the real brawl out.
You want to play those kind of games with me? I'm here in WXO for one reason.
And that's to get you to go to Priceline.com.
You don't come down in the middle of my match and hit me in the head with a chair. You being from Minnesota know what I'm like, because that's where I'm from. When somebody hits
You know, Minnesota, that one town. Hey, Jackson Herod.
Mike Enos, you be ready for the bully.
Stand as tough and as rough as Mike.
Gee, I wonder who the booker was. It's maybe the one guy that got to cut a promo. Alright, we got Hackmeyers here, I believe, who was a Florida indie guy at this point. Years after his ECW run. Yeah, that brawl was like on like a teen sitcom when like the main character's just sitting at a table having conversation in a restaurant, and then you look in the background and everyone else is just sitting like this, mouthing.
Young man by the name of Hackmeyers. He is going to be taking on. Now listen to this. The Black Nature Boy. If anybody knows the Nature Boy, it's you, Stan Lane. Well,
You know, Stan Lane, the only wrestler trained by the Black Nature Boy. No, this is Scoot Andrews. He's like good.
Let us repeat that for emphasis. The Nature Boy Ric Flair personally trained just one wrestler in all of pro wrestling, and it was Sweet Stan Lane.
Chris Cruz is doing the Bix meme. Scoot Andrews, baby. Yeah, this is Hackmeyers from ECW, who got over ironically in ECW for being bad. Hey, Kaliko, welcome on YouTube. Yeah, we do have many more options now for both better or worse for wrestling. Kaliko, welcome. That's the funny thing about Scoot Andrews being the Black Nature Boy. He didn't do like the robe or the hair or anything. I don't even think he did the figure 4. The story behind the Black Nature Boy name is that when he broke it on the Florida Indies, a promoter told him, "Hey, you should be the Black Nature Boy. That way racists can be mad at you for daring to compare yourself to Ric Flair." And sure enough, he got a lot of heat for it. Yeah, that's interesting. So I love how Hack Myers like got legit gear. He's got a singlet on, but he still wears the shirt. Hey, Asbender, no problem. I got a bit of a following on YouTube. So I figure, hey, I'll let you all in as well. A lot of you have really been watching the archives, so I'm like, let's just go live. Like, Hack Myers just looks like me when I'm getting ready for bed. I have like a shirt and like boxer briefs on. I gave you that vision. Not a dude. That Larry Storch, the referee. Ooh. Oh. I'm surprised he's not trying to do the Shaw thing, even because wrestlers don't realize that things like that only get over in one building. Thank you, Brahavan, for agreeing. That is hot. Yeah, Jay Lethal actually did a Ric Flair impression. They just called this dude the Black Nature Boy to get bigots mad. Also, why is this going so long? I believe Chris Cruz might have just called Ted DiBiase by his dad's name. Didn't edit it out. That was neat. They had to, they did probably have to stretch for time because they only had like 10 wrestlers. Oh, his poor butthole. He just got off of him. And it wasn't like one of those like, oh, I'm gonna put him up some. He just got up. You just call Hack Myers a bear? Does Stan Lane know more about the kink community than we would think? Because, you know, when I think of Hack Myers, I think a diversified pro wrestler. So wait, you just got called the commissioner. I thought he was the CEO and the CFO, not the commissioner. Get your corporate hierarchy in order, WXO. Yeah, it's right. Is he okay? Like, he kind of seems out of it. Like, not only is this match going long, like angry and making me angry in boring ways, but this man might be concussed. Like, he seems okay enough that he at least kicked out of the bridge there. But I love that. I love the old wrestler thing of being like, I'm going to choke you now. Dan Severn, where have you been? That'd be fun if So wait, is Al Green also a shooter supposed to be? He had the Dragon Sleeper on for like a second. He's like, oh, he's dead. Like, is the gimmick supposed to be that Dan Severn like thinks all this bullshit is fake and he's gonna hurt everybody? Very cool, Coleco. Vader rules. I don't know why any of this is happening. So, like, Al Green, is he a fake shooter? Like, are they making fun of him? But he also squashed Chris Nelson. So, like, who is the shitty guy? Like, I'm trying to do, like, wrestling math in my head. Like, by Kevin's in the chat, by David Arquette scoring that strike. Is he the WXO champion? Yeah, could Dan Severn just walk over to the booth? Like, grab Chris Cruz in a waistlock? Like, bam, sucker.
Now, stick it up her tailpipe with South Park Rally, the racing game of demented proportions. Hit the street packing outrageous.
Yeah, there was not a WXO champion. So I think we need a David Arquette, by having that victory in that commercial, should be the WXO champion. And yeah, we're finding out, Adam, why Barry Darsow didn't do a whole lot else with the pencil. But knowing wrestling, everybody fails upward. He's the one guy, the one booker in history that had 2 weeks on TV and everyone in wrestling agreed. We have to stop this man. Oh yeah, Barry Darsow would have been the champion.
More than 2 full hours of rock and roadhouse music, and you'll also get this 32-page booklet filled with photos, facts.
He would have been the one guy that could beat Dan Severn. Would have probably beat him with like a submission hold. So he could be like, I'm the real shooter.
So get your mojo working. Grab a
You bum.
Get to the phone, cause Classics from the Roadhouse is not sold in stores. To order Classics from the Roadhouse and the 32-page booklet, all for just $26.95 on 2 CDs or $21.95 on 2 cassettes plus shipping and handling. Call 800-647-1600. That's 800-647-1600.
Back when musicians got paid. At least a little bit. Again with this commercial. I just want to eat that man's mouth. They just stop Barry Darsow. He's a threat to Vince McMahon's Iron Fist. I miss the days before YouTube and TikTok, when you could just make a TV show out of car accidents. What should we air this week? I don't know. Some woman got water poured on her boobs on an airplane. Barry Darsow might have a podcast, but it's one of those where like he like holds a microphone up to his phone.
No surrender.
Watch, Andy Griffith pops up.
Lock and load. Earth needs defenders. Us against them. Weekdays on this BKS.
Roughnecks. That's a kid show.
And Hot 97.5 want you to put on your Hawkeyes and win. You and 3 friends could win courtside tickets.
What if I don't have 3 friends?
And a limited edition autographed basketball. Just watch Hawk basketball all season long on Hot Atlanta 34. Listen for the Hot 97.5 player of the game. Then listen to the Ryan King Karen. That's me on Hot 97.5.
Hey, Ryan King.
And you win.
Look at you.
Hawks road trip grand prize. Put on your Hawkeyes and win of the new Atlanta 34.
I always love when one company owns the local TV station and the radio station.
And for those fabulous fishing trips with Dad, how about this cute little overall?
All the days where models could wear overalls. Is that a cop?
Only Barney Fife says fashionably sexy.
Sexy cop. Okay, there we go. Another good commercial. Hot Atlanta 34 did some good commercials for the Andy Griffith show, and it makes no sense. Wow, that building is empty.
Dan Severn has really shocked this crowd. Well, he continues to stretch ligaments and stretch tendons. He put that
Right, who is this fella? Pat Powers. That's definitely a wrestler. Looks like he has a chalk outline of like his own body on his vest. Oh, of course, we're gonna see Barry Darsow. Yeah, no relation to Jim Powers, unfortunately. Wait, we're not gonna wait. What? That's not Barry Darsow. That's Mike Enos wearing his best titty shirt. Those nipples are not family friendly, Mike Enos. He did like a Goldberg thing. I always liked Mike Enos. He got really good in like the mid to late 90s. Pat Powers' finishers. Pat. And I miss the days when wrestlers were like big and you could put them over being. They bench press 575 pounds. Pat Puppy Powers. Every dude in the WXO that wears a singlet, not covering those titties. Poor Gia Moore has to wear the world's most uncomfortable power suit. But Pat Powers can just let those babies flop. Ooh. And I love how Enos is like, I'm gonna take off my shirt now. Ooh, roid gut. Yeah, there's like nobody left in this building. You want me to kill a man over there? Like when Mikey, I love Mike Enos. I think I'm a bigger fan of him than most. But when Mike Enos is like, I can fuck off here. I don't have to try very hard. You know the promotion is not gonna do well. That one old guy that's just sitting there like. What is that a booth? Not a booth, a bench? That is the world's smallest commentary table. I wouldn't say no more roids, Coleco, on YouTube. I just think they're more sophisticated. They're not shooting up monkey hormones like Road Warrior Hawk used to. Pitter Patterson. God, that's a good name. Pitter Patterson. This poor guy is going to take the most horrifying bump. He's going to fall off this rope first off. But Mike Enos is going to throw this man from a high distance for the WXO. Yeah! You want to see homicide? There's one guy in the second row that's like, yes! That one guy's like poking him? Like, this one of them real wrestlers? One of them TV wrestlers? These guys suck at interference. Just attacking each other in front of the ref. Also, I love how both guys in the main feud on the first and second episodes of the show have already lost to enhancement guys. So Pat Powers and God, who was the other guy that beat? Oh, Scott Nash. Technically, are the two big stars of WXO. I didn't catch that. Chris Cruz said this is never going to end. Well, Chris, give us about 20 minutes. Yeah, worst referees. And yeah, that's the theme of this show. Everyone got too much time. It's like a GCW show, only nobody does any moves. Ooh, Stan. Again, they're talking about another woman like a piece of meat, but she doesn't have the agency to dress how she wants.
It looks great on WXO Wrestling.
Hey, Wolfman, hey, Donna, we got the script ready. We're ready to do your commercial.
I see Daryl's ready. I can hear our music.
Okay, you do the product.
I can hear our music. What if that was like a team for WXO? I can hear our music. I wouldn't be surprised at this rate. There's no way Stan Lane and Chris Cruz ever talked again after WXO. Like, I'm sure they probably worked some of those legend shows together. And Chris was like, Stan, we need to get together after the show. And Stan's like, yeah, sure. Then he, I don't know, went and impregnated somebody.
If you want to succeed in business today, technology skills are important. DeVry is a great place to get them. Everything about DeVry prepares you to run.
Yeah, there's no way Terry Beck runs a business with an LLC.
At DeVry, you learn how to focus on what it takes to succeed in business, especially your own.
Call 1-800.
Especially your own.
For a higher degree of success.
You know she's smart because she reads a newspaper.
You're on the team now.
Compassion.
I want a drink.
Courage. I want these guys dead.
Tell me what you did to me.
Compassion. Boom!
Saturday and Sunday night at 10 on Hotlanta 34.
Mad we didn't see Dennis Franz's butt.
Kidnap Dr. Crusher and declare war on the crew on the next exciting episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Monday at 8 on Hotlanta 34.
I think every show we've seen advertised is way more exciting than WXO.
He couldn't have done it if he wasn't in excellent condition. At 77, he still is. Mainly because he exercises, which is why Nash...
Since this is a wrestling stream, should I say that the moon landing was predetermined?
Good shape. Launch your exercise program today with this free exercise guide from the National Institute on Aging.
That was a twist I didn't see coming. Buzz Aldrin, great astronaut, moon landing. Come exercise like he does.
Now we don't have to pay top dollar for airline tickets. Now we don't have to shell out big bucks for hotel rooms.
Dennis Franz's butt wonked. So that so many penises in HBO could flop.
Saving money is wrong. I don't want to be right.
They should have done a Priceline commercial with Barry Darsow and William Shatner. I think it would have worked.
NHRA Fun to get the realistic NHRA CD-ROM computer game for your PC. Plus our incredible Dolby Digital Surround Sound Duo.
I should start a, I mean, I kind of have a Patreon, but nobody subscribes because I don't offer anything. But if I did, I would stream the NHRA game, the CD-ROM game.
If you're not driving the NHRA Fun Pack, you're just walking.
Remember, in Holter, for complete bone and joint health, guaranteed or your money back. Stop the pain with Holter.
And stay in the game.
All right, Fred Ottman coming to the ring. But wait, he's the Dominator? What? Is he the Dominator? Somebody else the Dominator? They put up the wrong thing. Again, Saudi Arabian law. A woman covered from head to toe. Like you can't even see her wrists. We have not seen a bare wrist from a woman on this show. Said like somebody who didn't forget that man's name. The super huge Fred the Dominator Ottman. What does his hat say? Yeah, she is 90s hot. Hey, Fred, the microphone's like 3 feet that way. Like, she's just holding the microphone here in front of her, and Fred's off on the other side of the ring cutting this promo. Like, bend down, Fred, or something. Yeah, why is she talking to him like a child? Yeah. Yeah, there's no way either of these people would have gotten COVID from each other. What does BMA stand for? Bible Music Awards? Like, he doesn't sound mean and scary. He sounds like he has throat cancer. I wonder if that's true. I'm red?
Well, Stan, Jennifer Hart was worth waiting for, our newest broadcast colleague.
Big mountain of ass. I need to produce those hats. Big mountain of ass. I couldn't advertise them on WXO because it says ass.
Why these two teams hate each other so much, Stan?
Well, it's pretty obvious to me that they're both young in the tag teams. They both hit the gym, you know. They want to look good. They want to
Wait.
probably with Jennifer.
You know, it's obvious why these two teams hate each other. They're young and go to the gym. You know, all those people that are beating the shit out of each other at the Y? Yeah, I don't know what Fred said. I think he said he was red at the end. I genuinely wonder if he got charged for that shirt that he ripped.
George King would wind up living with a family that
Like, his payday was like $25 less.
James went to a family.
There's that weird Wall Street Journal commercial
As the
again,
years passed and the boys grew, George
where it's like, if you read the Wall Street Journal when you're 10,
James read the journal
you're gonna
like
get
a
laid.
absorbing ideas.
Also, why are we showing naked kids?
Opportunities surrounding him. 28 years later, George lives at home with his parents.
Like, George, that seems nice. Like, George giving his parents a home as a child. Whereas this guy looks like he's living a McG commercial or a McG music video. Isn't this an inside ad?
That's 25% off the regular subscription. Subscribe now. Call 800.
Did Fred do anything ironically funny post-Typhoon? He, like, does conventions as the Shockmaster now. Like, he has a good sense of humor about it.
You're chewing the wrong gum. Chew the right gum. Delicious Arm & Hammer gum cleans
Chewing the wrong gum.
black up to 25%. Helps reach places kids brushing can miss. Start chewing the gum with a purpose. Arm & Hammer gum.
Yeah, Fred is a good sport about the Shockmaster. Just should have talked a little closer to that microphone.
If the Hawks are your first love, Hotlanta 34 gives you more than just a one-night stand. 2 games on 2 nights back to back. Tuesday at 7. The Hawks try to shut down Vince Carter in the high-flying Raptor attack. Then, Wednesday at 7:30, it's the Rockets and the explosive play of rookie guard Steve Francis. 2 games, 2 nights. Hawks, Raptors.
That's true as shirt outcomes. I think because Shockmaster is the closest thing we had to, like, meme culture in wrestling. He gets badly chastised. That Australian pay-per-view might be a future Oops No WCW. Jackson.
I'd like to have auto insurance with my driving.
Atlanta's creative team for, like, a local, I'm assuming, like, a not even a CBS or an NBC, just a local independent affiliate, local independent station. Very good commercials. That was Celine Dion over the NBA highlights. I don't like the idea of a little girl being like, I want all the high school boys to ask me out. First commercial where I'm like, And we got the hand on the pants.
After nearly 63 years, Social Security remains what it has always been, an evolving program. Survivor benefits, disability benefits, retirement benefits. There are many pieces
God,
to the
I
Social Security puzzle.
really hope I have
how
Social
they
Security
fit together and help decide its future. Call 1-800-772-1213.
Oh, the Shockmaster if he hadn't fallen down. Like, him falling down was the best thing that could have happened, because then they had to turn it into, like, an ironic thing. Vader selling for the guy in the Stormtrooper helmet would have been death. Hey, thank you for being here, No Mercy. I appreciate you. And everybody else. Here we go.
I'm in Tokyo right now, and all I ever hear about is this WXO. What does the X stand for? I don't know. I don't care. But I'm coming to kick some butt on the internet, the media.
I want to come kick some butt on the internet.
Are you going to the WXO? And the answer is obvious. Yes. You don't got it.
Like, this is funny, but also you can tell he didn't think he was ever going to actually wrestle there. To this day, it blows my mind. That aired on WWE TV. For those who don't remember, during the Punk John Laurinaitis feud, Punk put together Punk came out. He's like, I got a video package, and then it was like Dynamic Dudes botches and that promo, and like it was from this VHS rip. Like they didn't even bother like asking around, like, hey, do you know who might have the masters of this so it will look good on TV? They just aired a VHS rip. Probably this one of that promo. Pretty sure it's on YouTube. If you search like CM Punk Slammies, maybe, or Johnny Ace Slammies. And again, we can get a recap of the long history of the WXO. That's the same music video, Brahavan. They showed clips of that promo.
However, the beast, Dan Severn, he attacked the Black Nature Boy and Hack Myers, and Al Green comes back for some more.
Well, Christmas victory, I guess he had a lot of confidence, but it did do him any darn good, because once again, he's
So yeah, Al Green was back on Nitro, like 2 days later.
We also saw, here he is, Mike Barton and Johnny Ace in tag team action from Japan. Great maneuver there. Looking forward to the movement.
It's wild how like it sounded like actual people were reacting to the All Japan clip, but Stan Lane had to be like, "Oh, these fans are so quiet and polite." Also, they have a spotlight for some reason on a bunch of empty seats. That's very good. Ooh, she showed clavicle. Brian.
Is he a heartbreaker wannabe? Well, you know, can you blame him? I mean, these guys are on their way to the top here. Not only are they in great shape, not only do they wrestle.
Those are like kind of vests, kind of like they got like shoulder pads. Are they supposed to be like the sexy Road Warriors? Yeah, Johnny Ace was an agent in WCW like 4 months after this. WXO failing broke his heart so much that he's like, I have to stop wrestling. And it being the second episode, and we get a rematch. They had 2 tag teams. Referee Larry Storch very upset. And big fan of the fact that there's a babyface team called The Bodies with Frankie Lancaster standing right there. Yeah! So excited I could chew on someone.
They realized what they did wrong the first time, and they're going to try to correct the problem this time. And this time, hopefully,
Yeah, Johnny Ace wasn't great. He was very boring. Even in Japan. There was that thing like, oh, Hulk Hogan was really a good wrestler in Japan because he did a wrist lock. Same thing with Johnny Ace.
well, he's got a great partner in Tommy Rogers. I mean, Tommy Rogers knows all about tag team wrestling and, of course, singles competition. So, Mr.
Yeah, there are people walking out. They are like, this is bullshit. This again. If you didn't hear that, Stan Lane just called Chris Cruz a mark. Awesome. Best moment of the show. Gia's trying to fly away at ringside. Or maybe she sees like an angel that's about to swoop in and help them win. Yeah, so many empty seats. And they're not even trying to hide them. Like that whole side, there's like 3 people. One of them has a sign that's blocking the other 2. I love it. He says, Shades of Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, right as he has no idea what to do with his arms for the next arm drag. That's where Punk gets it from. Guys, this is stinky. Again, I have no idea. I think maybe they flip-flop face and heel this time. Or maybe Gia Moore doesn't know it's fake. See, the problem is, I don't know if you could get people to do seat upgrades, Brian. I don't think the people there could fill that side. So they're just like, fuck it. And that is a good point, Kevin. That is the more so than like the Ring of Honor stuff where you see like whole empty sides. Like they at least shoot around the people walking out. Here you see people like, fuck, I can't believe I wasted my time on this. It's like looking down at their feet, like, might as well go. Yeah, I think they just switched who's the heel and who's the face. Just because. They got bored. Well, I love that camera operator swooping in. And he like his job is to be like the world's cleanest pervert. Woo! Yeah. Her gimmick should have been like her and Frankie Lancaster should have been like the hip Christian parents that throw the bonfires for all the church kids. That's a good point. The back door might be open, Vertex Maximus, and people are just filing out. Like, the way Stan Lane uses the word stiff, like deep down you know he knows what it means, but it sounds very perverted. And again, Alex Porto is pretty sure this is not actually going to be on TV because he is just sitting in holds. There's a guy in the front row that just keeps like trying to like reach out and grab Gia Moore. Poor woman. Frankie Lancaster is so tan. I think he's darker than the red knee pads. Come on, y'all. Oh. Something happened to that ring when he hit the ropes. There's a weird noise. And Stan Lane keeps busting out those insider terms. He's a little green, which for you at home that don't have the internet means... That didn't sound good. Timber. Yeah, I'm with you, Brian. I think Alex Portor has the right idea. Don't work hard on this shit. Wait, you only have a 4 count in the WXO? Very extreme. I could see that comparison, Jackson, on YouTube. Stan Lane trying to be like annoying AWF Terry Taylor, playing to the internet fans. Yeah, we're down to maybe 20 people on Hard Camp side. He's Steel. Ooh. A lot of things are happening. I don't quite know. Why are they flashing random spotlights now? They're just putting lights on all the empty seats. All right. And now Chris Cruz is just doing voices. This is completely... Oh, shit! Danny Dominion just broke his neck. Oh, what a way to end the WXO. A man dies. Now Adam Pearce is climbing the top rope. We don't know why. Only top rope drop kick of his life. Adam Pearce and his beautiful hair. Man, I don't know about this. That's not fresh and fly. Wait, what's happening? I thought he was their friend. What is going on? Yeah, Adam Pearce's hair left him long before he left his. And now Tommy Rogers is here to just be like, hey guys. I'm so confused. Gia's still out there. Gia Moore. I'm baffled. Barry Darsow's booking is just too smart for me. Hey, Commodore Amigo. Yeah. I don't know what the WXO means. I don't know what the booking means. No, you won't, liar. There we have it. That was not the new era in pro wrestling. That was the entire run of the WXO. We hardly knew ya. Thank you all so much for coming and hanging out with me on this Tuesday night. I try not to pay too much attention to the numbers, but it looks like the most viewers I've had for one of these Tuesday streams yet, and I appreciate that a ton. Love having everyone over, so thank you all so much. Appreciate you all giving me 2 hours to watch that bullshit. Next week we're back with more WCW, again Saturday night from 1996. So yeah, that'll be fun. Again, if you are watching this on YouTube, go follow me on Twitch. If you're watching this on Twitch, go follow me on YouTube. I post a lot more stuff over there than just the streams. YouTube Shorts, another Deep Cut short tomorrow. Pretty sure I'm posting the one I did about Tank Abbott's buddy Big Al, so that'll be fun. That's a good point, Brian. I think tonight is the most people that have watched an episode of WXO in one sitting. So we did it. World record. Thank you, Dr. Funkopoulos, for the nice words. Yeah, and I'll be back here next Tuesday. So, as always, like I say, let's try to make it to next Tuesday. Just another 7 days. Another 7 days. If you can just make it to next Tuesday, even if you don't make it here live to sit with us, just make it to next Tuesday. I'm going to try my damnedest. Because I love this. And you guys have been awesome. 2023 was a great year for starting the stream. 2024 is going to go kaboom. This is WCW Deep Cuts Live. My name is Tom. Those are my socials. Love you all. See you Tuesday next week at 9.